Cancel.
Schweezy.
Okay. Next article got here is from Cosmopolitan. So we got a little cool stuff going on here. Did John Mayer just respond to Taylor Swift's re-record of Dear John on Speak Now? It's a big day for Taylor Swift, who just released Taylor's version of Speak Now, the studio album which first came out in 2010. After fans dug into who each song might be about, they're now speculating that none other than John Mayer has responded. In case you need a reminder, Taylor and John dated between 2009 and 2010, often performing together during her Fearless tour. She was 19 and he was 32 at the time, and the lyrics to the track Dear John include, "Dear John, I see it all now. It was wrong. Don't you think 19 is too young to be played by your dark, twisted games? When I loved you so, I should have known." I don't know. I don't listen to that song very much. After the song came out, John told Rolling Stone that it made him feel terrible and he wasn't given any heads up about its release. "It was a really lousy thing to do," he said. "I never got an email. I never got a phone call. I was really caught off guard." Ahead of Speak Now's re-release, Taylor urged fans at one of her gigs to not go after people on her behalf. "I'm not putting this album out so that you can feel the need to defend me on the internet against someone you think I might have written a song about 14 million years ago," she explained, adding that she's grown up and has moved on. Still, hasn't stopped John from hopping onto Instagram and sharing that fans think is a direct response to the new album. The artist posted a series of photos from a recent gig, the last picture of which shows a firework display reading the words, "Please be kind." Fans are taking this as a direct request to Taylor's audience, particularly as the carousel of images came on Speak Now's Taylor's version's release. Still, considering Taylor has said she's over it and not to take to the internet to fight her battles, maybe everyone should not look at John's comments right now. So, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal went through it. I think John's now going through it. And I hear Joe Jonas might be going through it. But even though, here's the thing. And I think people need to understand. I'm glad Taylor actually said something about it. I wrote these songs over a decade ago. Remember who you were a decade ago? Some Taylor Swift fans didn't exist, but some do you remember who you were? It came out in 2010, so we're remember 13 years ago? Who were you 13, 14 years ago? Okay, think about that. And I'm glad that I didn't have any. It's a yes and no. I'm glad I didn't have any hits when I was I wasn't a teenage songwriter, who had a big hit, because that could have been, man, there are some, you just have cringy shit, you look, if you're a songwriter, a lot of times you look back on your older stuff and don't like it. And I think for Taylor, she's always had some good songs, but she looks back on topics and things about, I wrote about this guy, and you're like, how do I feel about this guy right now? I don't think about him at all, and I'm over it, because it was over 13 years ago. And the fact that she has to tell it to Taylor Swift has to say it to her fans kind of shows that she has a lot of dumbass fucking fans.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
And I think we can all probably agree that she has probably some dumb fucking fans who are especially when I talked about the Inuit Spice Girl thing, I'm clearly learn the context of something before you try to fucking Matty Healy's or racist. Bro, he made a big-ass formal apology for using a gun in the music video for their song Robbers. I'm pretty sure he's probably more liberal than you think. Oh, he does the Nazi salute. Do you know the context of a performance and a song? You gotta know that shit. So, I love John Mayer, and he's even admitting, I wasn't the best person in my life. And, if you're talking about your past self, and you were 32 years old and your past self, and you dated a 19-year-old when you were 32, you probably have a regret about that, and John seems to probably have a regret about the age gap between the two. And it's so weird saying John, John's a lot older than you think it is. Been thinking about, who says I can't get stoned? Call up a girl that I used to know. Let's make a rumor that that's about Taylor Swift. I don't even know if the timeline was it. Battle Studies, was that the album that one came on? I know it's John Mayer's it's a white album cover. It's a white album cover with John's face on it, not the one that came out in 2018, 2017. The one with still keep your shampoo in my shower, that one. That was a good album too. You know, hard to find a bad John Mayer album. But anyways, though, don't be fucking stupid on the internet. I think that's the lesson for today. Don't be a fucking stupid Taylor Swift fan. You know, we're like Swifties, you know, go on the Reddit. There's like, I can't believe Taylor must have been so hurt, and I just envy her. I'm like, shut the fuck. You don't know her, okay? If you think you know who Taylor Swift is, you probably don't know who she is, okay? Like, you're like, how do you know that's Taylor's personality? I'm like, you don't even know what, like, she's actually like. But I heard she's pretty nice, though. I've heard she's nice to strangers, so that's a good thing. She's one of those people, I think, who knows how to who knows how to be rich, you know? If you're rich and you don't waste all your money all the time, if you don't just fucking spend money all the time, if you're, like, hoarding that shit, you're not being rich, right, you know? If you're rich, you're like, I want to go out to eat tonight, you know, let's go to this restaurant, you know? You're like, you know, that waiter's been really nice to me, you know? I really like what they're doing. I bet, you know, if they're a waiter, they're probably not doing too well in life. So you just be like, here's $1,000. I'm like, it's not fucking nothing to me, you know? Do you think if you went up to Jeff Bezos and be like, hey, Jeff, can I have $1,000? Do you think he'd just give it to you? You know, because, like, to him, $1,000 is nothing, you know? Like, that's what I always think about rich people. Like, I bet Mark Cuban would probably, if he just, like, went up to Mark Cuban and was like, hey, Mark, hey, Mark.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
That would be my response if he says no. Hey, Mark, can I have $1,000? I'm kind of low on money right now. I need to pay rent. You're like, oh, yeah, sure. And he just pulls out the cash and he has it already. You know, it's like, I don't know. You know? So that's the big thing. Don't chase money. Chase dreams. I don't know.
Thank you for watching this clip. Watch it again or watch something